Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Pre-Market News and Views by In the Money Stocks. My name is Nick Santiago. Today is Friday, August 22nd, 2014. Thank you all for tuning in. Let's jump right into the charts here. You're going to see that the S&P 500 E-mini futures are trading slightly lower this morning. They're down about 3.5 points to 1986 per contract. Now, the futures were down much more earlier this morning, right around 6 a.m. You're going to see that the futures are matching up very well with the dollar-yen chart. And if I show you a dollar-yen chart, you're going to see almost the same exact action. Dollar-yen put in a low right around 6 o'clock in the morning, rebounded, and now dollar-yen is starting to pull back or come back down. This carry trade is what fuels the stock market. That's really the bottom line. I've talked about that for a long time. Sometimes it'll get distorted for a few days due to an economic report or an FOMC meeting or something big of that nature. But generally, dollar-yen goes lower, stock market goes lower. If the dollar-yen goes higher, the stock market goes higher. We'll see what happens today. Janet Yellen is going to speak from Jackson Hole. That's going to be at 10:30 East Coast time. So we'll see what comes out of that speech. We'll see if she's hawkish, if she's dovish. What is she saying about interest rates? We'll see what comes out of there. We'll see how the market reacts. And really, that's going to be the big news on the docket this morning. So let's take it in stride. We'll see where it goes. But as you see, the futures are ticking down on the back of a weaker dollar-yen. And that's all it takes, basically. So dollar-yen has been roaring and soaring to the upside today. It is coming down, and you're starting to see the futures come under some pressure. But everything can change around 10:30 in the morning, so sit tight. We'll see what happens, and we'll see where this market goes. All right, let's take a look at some stocks in the news today because we have many equities out here. Again, pretty important day, and we do have a lot of equities in that are very active. Let's take a look at GameStop this morning. GameStop, pretty good gap up. I believe they reported some earnings, so a pretty good move there. You have to just look at the stock and say, all right, that's a decent pop-up, at least initially. What we're going to look for now is to see what comes out of the stock today. I'm showing that the stock right now has a ton of resistance around $47.68. I don't know if it even gets up there, but keep that on the radar. $47.68. There's also more resistance around $48.32 if the stock does trade at that level. Let's take a look at GPS, which is Gap Stores, Gap Inc. What you're going to see here, stock is trading at $44.25. In my opinion, this is already overbought. I don't have a great level up here. The big double top resistance level, there's two of them. One you have 44.59, the other is all the way at 46.53. Either way, I think Gap is overbought. Do not jump on this equity. If you own it, trail your stop immediately. This is a stock that could pull back. Let's take a look here at the next one on the board, which is Salesforce.com. I believe they reported earnings as well. It looks like Salesforce came out with numbers that were better than analyst expectations, but they did guide down post a weak outlook. So let's see what comes out of that. Salesforce trading right now at around $56.95. It closed at $55.71. Watch the 58.20 level, 58.15, right in that vicinity. There should be a ton of resistance. If the stock does go a little bit higher, you have a major double top coming up from the start of, I believe, July 2014, which was around 59.50. But right now I'm showing a lot of resistance right around 58.15 to 58.20. So again, maybe a little bit more upside in Salesforce, but not all that much. Let's take a look at Ross Stores. This will be a gap play this morning in the chat room. So again, Ross Stores, pretty good move higher, but it has now pulled back over the last 30 minutes. I will have some levels for you for Ross Stores today in the chat room. They'll be posted up there at 9 a.m. But the stock right now is trading at $72. It closed at $69.25. So it's still a decent pop higher. But again, I will have some gap levels for you in Ross Stores, and they'll be posted in the chat room at 9 a.m. We're also going to look at good old Ann Taylor, or Ann Inc. as it's called now. Stock is trading at around $37.50. Believe it or not, this one is a little bit on the trickier side. I'm not sure what we're going to make too much out of this one, but One thing I will say, around $40, if it got back up there, that would be a ton of resistance. On the downside, this stock is a little bit on the thin side, meaning it doesn't trade a million shares a day. Downside, I would look for around 33 and a quarter, 33.50. That's the only level that would even interest me on the downside. Let's take a look at Foot Locker. FL is the ticker symbol here. Stock is having a pretty good little gap up. It is starting to fade a little bit from the morning highs. I guess the weaker futures may be doing that. Good little move, but this is overbought here. I don't have a great level for Foot Locker, but I will say this, I would not be chasing this equity at this time, but it's still a new all-time high. You want to respect that because you never know how high it can go, but I would not, first off, I would not be buying it up here at all. So again, if you own it, just try to stop. If you want to short it, I wouldn't do anything. I just leave it alone. It may be a fade candidate. I just can't give you a good level at this stage of the game. Let's take a look at Intuit, the accounting software company. Right now, stock is trading at $84.11. It closed at $85.81 yesterday. A good level I have for Intuit, if it does decline today, would be down at $80.69. So keep that on the radar. It's all the way down here. But 80.69 is a level I would get interested for Intuit. And this has been known in the past to be a big mover when earnings are released, and today is one of those days. So we'll see if Intuit does make a move. Take a look at the Fresh Market. TFM is the ticker symbol. Let's type that in again. What you're going to see here, stock is trading at 32.30. It closed at 30.43. I will have levels in the chat room for this one, but if you're an aggressive trader, you can look at the $33 level as being major resistance. So again, for aggressive traders, 33 bucks, but I will have some other levels given in the chat room at 9 o'clock in the morning for this stock. Another one we want to take a look at is Hibbett Sporting Goods, or Hibbett Sports. What you're going to see here is this is trading all the way down at 43.80. I'm not sure there's much volume to make sure this is a true print, but it is worthwhile. And if it is a true print, I do have levels for this stock today, and I will post that up in the intraday stock chat. But again, when you see no volume out there, sometimes these prints are fakes. But the stock did have news today, so we do want to keep it in play and see if it does shake out and play out going forward. But the stock could be in play today, so we're going to keep it on the radar. They did have earnings, and we'll see just exactly how that shakes out and plays out. I'm not 100% sure, but we do want to keep it on the radar. I think I covered enough stocks here. Let's get into the gold market. Gold was hammered down yesterday. Today it's bouncing back a little bit. It's up about $4. So this little level that we talked about yesterday, for the most part, was defended. Right now the GLD is trading at around 123.05, closed at 122.88. So a little bit of an uptick there. Gold is going to be very volatile today depending on the Janet Yellen speech. So please just be prepared for some volatility in gold. Most likely we will see that with this Janet Yellen speech that is scheduled to take place around 10:30 in the morning. Oil is selling off this morning. It looks like October crude is down about 44 cents to $93.53 a barrel. Let's go over to the USO. The USO right now closed at $35.09. It's trading at $34.90. I really don't even see support for the USO till this gets down to around $34.05, maybe $34.06. That's really the only level that I'm even seeing as near-term support. So be careful with oil right now. It's still very, very vulnerable. If a geopolitical event takes place, oil could spike up or trade higher. But at the moment, we don't know if anything new is going to arise. So you just have to watch the charts and say, hey, next support level on the USO is at $34. And again, light sweet crude is down about 40 cents this morning before the opening bell. All right, I think I've covered everything that I wanted to get through today. We're going to keep today's market report brief, and I'll see how today brings us. Again, watch all of our action. Come over to our intraday stock chat, and I'll see everybody on the charts. Have a great day, everyone.